So this is going to be an interesting list because, let's face it, we don't really know. I mean, did anybody think Braun Strowman would be part of a Triple H-controlled WWE? I didn't, and yet here we are. I don't think the shocks are done. This may also result in some folk not getting the push we may have assumed they would have, but here is 10 surprising superstars who may have no place in Triple H's WWE. Number 10, Drew McIntyre. Right, we do start controversially, and let's face it, Drew McIntyre is so passionate and talented, he could be in a company where the boss hated him and he'd still be used. That's how good he is. The reason this has become a talking point is due to Clash at the Castle. The conspiracy theory is that the reason we had all this hoopla and pageantry is because Vince McMahon was going to pull the trigger on another McIntyre championship run, whereas Triple H decided, nope, we're not going to do it. It also felt like by the end it was another night for Roman Reigns, and that whole sing-song with Tyson Fury, well, I'm not sure it landed as intended, the irony. Following this, Drew was inserted into a feud with Karrion Kross, who is absolutely a Triple H boy. At the moment, it feels like Mr. TikTok Clock is going to come out with the win. So McIntyre will always have a place on the card because he's just so damn good, but will he ever be able to get back to the point where he is top of the mountain? Or is he going to fall into that gatekeeper role for a while? We do have to remember that Hunter was the guy who rehired Drew, and he does have massive value, so I'm sure this will come round again. Things did just get very interesting. Number 9, Nia Jax. Because a lot of people who got released from WWE are now returning, some fans have decided there will be no limit to this. Even the Brooklyn Brawler is on the cards. I'd love to see him. It resulted in Nia Jax's name being brought up, someone who quite clearly only wants to wrestle for WWE. Ever since being let go, I don't think she has had a match, which is fine, by the way. It's her life. It just makes me believe the previous statement is accurate. The reason she may not get the call, however, is because where exactly does she fit? For me, Jax's best run was when she was being bullied by Alexa Bliss and fought back to win the title. As before and after that, it was in the monster heel role. I'm not entirely sure that ever came together. Triple H also seems keen on booking his women's division around fast action and workers, which also doesn't really suit Nia's style. Although on the flip side, maybe she could be used as the female Braun Strowman. His portrayal so far has been spot on. So we never say never, and even if Jax does get a second run, I still think it would be in more of a defeat the giant role. Although that's not so bad. He is still a professional wrestler. Number 8, Austin Theory. This one is just so much fun. There is no question that Austin Theory is a talented cat. The whole thing was summed up wonderfully with a Kevin Owens promo back on Raw in September 2022. You got the skill, kid, but can you make a proper name for yourself? Clearly Triple H isn't 100% sure because, man, Theory has been all over the place. I cannot remember the last time I saw someone who is both being featured and beaten all the time, but Austin has it down. It could be because he has the Money in the Bank briefcase, so he's protected to a certain degree, but he's certainly not being used in the same manner as he was by Vince McMahon. The cream always rises to the top, so I don't think it's going to be a huge problem, but I do think it's fair to say the game is taking a very different approach with A-Town down. I mean, remember when Tyson Fury just smacked him for real in Wales? That was vicious. Number 7, Adam Cole. Because he has 4 years left on his AEW contract. Yep, I went there. Like Frozen, please let it go. On top of that, though, Adam Cole knows he has something to prove. There are a lot of silly people on the internet that like to say things about Mr. Bay, and while they are in the minority, they do still exist. It's why Cole came out and said he was going to run ship when he is back in an AEW ring, and there's every chance he's doing that when you hear this. He's Adam Cole, he's really, really good. He's also had to deal with a lot of injuries which will light a fire under him, so while he probably will return to WWE down the line, right now his main focus is AEW. There is so many matches left for him to have, and if he smashes them like he's capable of, his stock will be even higher. So he has a point to prove, damn it! And he's gonna prove that point. Number 6, the Undisputed Era. Mostly as the 3 guys may not even be on the same page right now. Because as the rumor goes, after Bobby Fish had swum away from AEW, he reached out to Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and said, hi, if we all leave, we can go back to WWE with the whole shebang. And Kyle and Adam turned to him and apparently said, no. So while any of them could find themselves back up in the Northeast, you'd have to imagine that Triple H may want to stay away from Bobby for a little bit. He certainly has gone scorched earth recently on so many people. Probably just needs to calm down. Number 5, Lana. I would like Lana back in pro wrestling. I think we all forget how good she and Rusev were, and she has a place. You just need to find the right fit. I believe it was Triple H who paired them together to begin with, so he knows. And let's not forget the only reason they were split up is because Vince McMahon loves doing that more than steak wraps. He gets an odd kick out of it. The reason a WWE return seems out of sight at the moment is simply down to the fact that Miro is her other half. The rumor mill is still spouting out the likes of Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Andrade wanting to return to World Wrestling Entertainment simply to be with their partners, although that has become a huge thing recently, so let's just leave it there. So would Lana really make her personal situation more difficult because her husband is in AEW? Potentially not. This is also true, as who the hell would mind if she did join All Elite Wrestling and we started that again, so the options are there. Both would work anywhere as far as I'm concerned, so basically, please just do more with both of them. Thank you. Number 4, Happy Corbin. Yep. This one is incorrect. I said it. Because Baron Corbin is one of those wrestlers everybody needs because he can do whatever you want him to do. He's been the lone wolf, the corporate guy, the happy guy, the sad guy, and to top it all off, he is massive. Nobody is going to surprise if he comes and kicks somebody's ass. It did get a bit strange recently as he seemed to drive off in JBL's limo and we haven't seen him since. But by the time you hear this, you may know, and I assume it's going to serve as somewhat of a reset. That's where my confidence actually comes in because you're going to get Corbin in Triple H's world, and the last time we did that, Baron was a killer. So maybe the idea is he won't be used as consistently as he was under Vince McMahon, but trust me, that can help. Less is always more, no matter who you are. I mean, remember what we did back in 2019? That was definitely a mistake. Number 3, Hit Row. One of the several surprise returnees who are already back in the game, pun intended, Hit Row were always going to have an upward battle because during round 1 they appeared on screen, said hello, and then vanished. That doesn't help. We also have to rebuild them without Swerve Strickland, and given all this, their first month on SmackDown was just alright. It certainly hasn't been bad, but compare it to, once again, Braun Strowman. That dude feels like he could challenge for the WWE title tomorrow and it wouldn't be a huge shock, whereas Hit Row are still finding their way. There are surely going to be impending plans for the trio and they really need a home run as soon as they do get going. You only get one chance to establish yourselves sometimes. Mostly as the wrestling audience can be a ferocious bunch. It does seem like WWE is rehabbing their tag division at the moment though. That is not going to be a bad thing. Number 2, Shane McMahon. I mean, you know why, I know why, Shane knows why. It'll now likely happen because wrestling is wrestling, but that's all I've got. I don't want to go down this road, so instead, let's read the lyrics to Trish Stratus' theme song. Whoa, it's time to rock and roll. Whoa, this time I'm in control. Whoa, right now I own the streets. I got the keys to the city. It's weird, isn't it? Number 1, Charlotte Flair. And we're gonna end on a banger, almost like we want you in the comments. Charlotte Flair will find her way in a Triple H WWE because she's mega talented and she's a Flair. We all know how Paul Levesque feels about that family, but the truth as of me speaking is that the Queen hasn't returned to TV after Ronda Rousey broke her arm in Story, which was all the way back at Backlash 2022. It's almost comical how much the landscape has changed since she has been gone. That may actually serve Flair. Her character wasn't totally stale, but it did need something new, because where else is there for her to go? She really has done everything. So could it be a case of Hunter not knowing exactly what to do next? Or is it going to be part of a big 4-horsewoman push as Sasha Banks returns at a similar time? Amazingly, the WWE's women's division is rife with competition at the moment, so this isn't going to be the easy comeback it may have been beforehand. But that also could work out better because you need those butting of heads. Watch this space. Know of any other surprising superstars who may have no place in a Triple H WWE? Please let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Then head over to WhatCulture.com where you can read articles like this with your eyes. Make sure you come follow us on social media, WhatCulture WWE and Simon Miller 316. And we do have a lot of other videos, so I beg you, please watch one. My name is Simon WhatCulture. Thank you very much for joining me as always, and I look forward to talking to you very, very soon.